Hello, I'm here to talk a little bit about cosplaying in the UK. I'm just going to grab some tea, I'll be right back, the kettle's just boiled. Well, that's done, so let's get started. So by far the best thing about cosplaying in the UK is the community. So networking, meeting other cosplayers, making friends, it's by far my favourite part about being a cosplayer. You can meet other people who understand your obsession. That is another wonderful thing. For example, when I went to Manchester Comic Con one time, we all went as like Good Omens characters, me and my friend Jazz, and we met like a ton of different people that were really into Neil Gaiman that day, and we got this really great photo shoot. I'll pop it up here, pardon me, and it was really cool, really fun. And honestly, I was surrounded by all these Crowleys. My friend from Carlisle was there, and he's a dead ringer for David Tennant. And he put his hand on my shoulder and gave me the book to hold, the book from the series, and we got a really nice photo. And it was just amazing. Like, yeah, it was really cool. Like honestly, it was like we're role playing being actually Aziraphale and Crowley. I really enjoyed it. My next point. Cons are a great place to explore your identity. I was always a tomboy as a child, and cosplaying all these male characters is really like fun for me because I get to like feel more myself. Like I don't feel myself in a dress. I don't feel myself all the time when I feel dead feminine. Like I tend to just wear mom jeans all day long, but I feel the most myself when I'm playing one of these characters. I don't know why. Like I'm not gender fluid or anything like that, but yeah. Which brings me on to my next point. Comic Con is a very LGBTQ plus safe place. You can cosplay anyone you want despite your physical appearance or gender. So, how do you keep the costs down while cosplaying? So, when I was doing my Aziraphale cosplay, I went to a lot of charity shops. I shopped around, I went on Amazon. But I have a friend called Luke, and he's done like casual Thor before, and people have loved it. He just finds his advice would be to find things that are similar to the actual outfit that they wore, but they're not exact, or like to go like what they would wear to chill out in, like not necessarily like the war leather outfit, and I think that's really fun because I think fan fiction like lends a little to this. Like imagine your characters hanging out at the Avengers Tower instead of fighting all the time, like on screen. Like, what would they get up to behind the scenes? Imagining Captain Pike and Spock chilling out and like having some bonding time as like father and son, like that sort of thing. The possibilities are endless. So another way to keep the costs down is obviously to make your own stuff or sew it. Now, I'm a creative person, but I'm not like that confident. However, my friend Jazz did make me the flaming sword from Good Omens series. I've got it here. Shit. Just a sec. This is how he stands. He goes like, "Gonna stab some Satan. Go to horny jail. Shank, 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 shank. Ow." Okay, I'm done. How do you stay safe cosplaying? So I have a little story. We all went as Good Omens characters, and there were like these young kids dressing up as Crowley and Aziraphale, and they're like 14. Like some of them were older, but like one of them asked me if I wanted to go and like chaperone them to like Liverpool Con after that, and I'm like, you've just met me, you don't really know me, and I know like it's like a really safe space, really. I mean, I've heard some stories about it not being a safe space, but whenever I've been, it's felt really lovely and safe. But I thought to myself, like, I don't know you, your parents don't know me, you're inviting me to go with you, and it's like, it would have been fine, but obviously my advice would be if you're under 18 or just in general, stay in the con if you can. Like, obviously, or stay with a friend if you're not in the con. Like, I don't know. But yeah, just be careful, dudes. Quicksilver ain't there to save everybody. So my next point, the comic book scene. That's another reason to absolutely love cosplay, and not just cosplay, going to Comic Cons. What am I saying? Comic-Con is the most lovely place and you can meet a lot of amazing artists. I've often stood over the shoulder of an artist. Well, that's creepy. It's not creepy, it's just kind of like, you know when you're trying to draw and someone's like, "What you drawing? What are you drawing?" And you're just like, no, get away. It wasn't over their shoulder. They were like drawing and I was in front and I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. And I started a conversation with them and they gave me some really good advice on how to be a Marvel inker or colorist. And I took that advice and I kept it. I probably should have worked on it more, but it was just really lovely and they were really lovely people. And I've talked to a few different artists, and as an illustration student, I'm not at the moment, but I was in uni for illustration before I got sick. It was really cool. Like, they're just lovely. So I've got like tons of comics. My favourite ones aren't here. In fact, I have a few. I'll show you in a minute. But I've lent some to my sister's boyfriend and my sister, of course. She's not as into comics as he is. Take a breath. I'm not actually Quicksilver. I need to calm down. I'll show you some. I discovered Tilly Walden at the comic book festival in Kendal, and this is one of her comics. Really beautiful. The End of Summer. And she does a lot of stuff about mental health. Like, it's kind of like symbolistic and not that obvious, especially till you get to the end. I don't want to give anything away. I've got like a city inside. I've got a lot of her comics. So there's that. And then there's also this comic called Encounters, which I wouldn't have discovered unless I was at the con. And it's by Anna Uren. Anna Uren. So AnnaUren.com. And it's beautiful. It's about people falling in love in different months. I'll just show you one page. It's just so pretty. I headed out into the world in July. My weekend bag didn't get me very far. Smiling at you did though. Aww, so cute. There's just so many talented artists. And you won't discover them unless you go to cons sometimes because they only print so many and then they get like a little stall. Like, that's how it works. Meeting your heroes. So you can meet some amazing celebrities and people from your favourite shows or people who like have worked to make your favourite shows and films. You can meet them there and it's really great. Now, I don't really spend a lot of money on meeting these people, but I did meet the woman who was Holly in oh my god, I feel so bad not knowing her name. I'm just so forgetful. But the woman who was Holly in Red Dwarf, and she actually, we were wearing the same colours and she was like, oh, let's have a selfie, let's get a photo. And it was just really sweet and like we got this little photo and I've still got it. And she was so nice, like honestly. I met Jimmy V, who's one of the little goblins in Harry Potter. You probably recognise him. Like, I'll pop the photo here maybe, and I'll pop the Holly photo. I don't know. I think anyone who's a bit of a dork probably knows who Holly is from Red Dwarf. What else is a cosplayer / Comic-Con goer? You learn not to take yourself too seriously. For example, I'm a woman in a wig and normally I'd have my boobs strapped down and I'm pretending to be a character from X-Men. My head is itchy. I'm like whatever, like I go out with my Loki wigs on and like my full leather outfit. I've gone out as like Maleficent with my big horns and walked around my village and people are just like pretty used to it by now, but you know, I'm like a bit strange, like people are like, oh, what's she up to now? Yeah, the fact that sometimes I go downstairs dressed as Xerophil and do a couple of TikToks in the living room and then my dad comes down at like 7 a.m. and is like, oh, hello Vanessa, and I'm just like, oh hey, and it's just like a normal occurrence. Also the fact that a lot of cosplayers enjoy doing the roleplay element, like we go to meets. I've met in Southport a few times with some friends and we just walked around. Once I went to my sister's party as Tinkerbell and some guys drove past and were like, Tink, Tink, and I was like, hello, and it was just so sweet. And I like the attention because it's like, it's quite cute that other people recognise what character you are and they really are into it. And it's really lovely, which brings me on to my next point. You can make people so happy by posing for a photo with them. Like, all you have to do is pose for a photo and they're like, oh my god, it's Quicksilver, oh my god, it's Loki. And it's just so cute. And because you're a fan of it too, It's like you're getting secondhand like happiness from that. And especially if it's children, like I posed for a family photo as Coraline once, and it was really sweet. So making new friends and bonding over your shared interests is just really sweet, especially when you recognise a character that other people might not. Like there was Mystery Girl at a con once from Steven Universe, and I was like, oh my god, Mystery Girl, and it was really nice. She was really sweet, and it's just I just cannot. I know I've talked mainly about cosplay here, but Comic Con itself is just such a wonderful thing to do. I'd recommend going at least once, if simply to get a load of photos or to meet like a comic book artist that you really like that's on a panel. It's so good. So there are a bunch of reasons why cosplaying in the UK is really fun and basically advice and just everything I know and everything I enjoy about cosplaying in the UK. Like, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this has encouraged you to have a go at being a dork like me. I'll be showing more of my cosplays and doing more videos dressed in cosplay in the future. I hope you enjoyed this and I'll see you in the next video. Stay crazy, guys.